you were great. Just great. You stole the whole scene.
Where do you want to go for lunch?
Well, I don't care. Where do you want to go?
Well, we're getting to know each other commentary. How about Al?
Okay. See you then.
See you.
Yeah? Oh.
Be with you in a minute. Oh, Stanley, will you get in over there? Sit down.
I know what I want. I want a steak. A big one. And French fries.
Kill a cow, Francis.
Then I'll have 2 scoops of ice cream.
Second.
And chopped malt. And a chopped malt.
I heard you. 2 scoops of ice cream.
Would you hand me one of those napkins, miss?
Oh, yes, I'd be only too happy to. There we are.
Thank you very much.
And what can I do for you?
Have you any coconut water?
Coconut water. Hey, Joe, squeeze me another coconut. Where do you think we are, honey? Tahiti?
A cup of coffee, then.
Hello, folks. Hello, everybody. Hello, Mark. Put your eyes back in your head.
Oh, hiya, Jolie. It's just that I need a girl exactly like that platinum blonde.
Don't we all?
Can't you wait until lunch? Well, on account of you and your success with the jazz singer, the studio's junking Hell's Angels and remaking it with sound. We need a new girl for the lead.
What happened to the one you got?
Well, not a thing, except she's got a German accent. Our girl's supposed to be a typical American. And she's it, if she's got any talents.
She has. Anybody can see it. Mammy!
Waiter! Bring my dessert now. Bring me my check, too. I'm in a hurry.
Okay. Another coffee?
You charge for a second cup.
Yeah.
Skip it, then.
You want something else?
Yeah, to be left alone. Hey, you! What was in this, Arpege?
Something wrong with your coffee?
Well, it's not bad. It's a little old, maybe, and a little rancid, but isn't it a little overpriced? $2.60. What's that, the cover charge?
Hey, this must be that other dame's check. Wait a minute.
Oh, no, you don't.
gotta
You're
get
not
her.
gonna stick me with this. Now, look, I want my check now, or I'm gonna call the police.
Okay.
Now, may I have my check, please?
Mark, you're a wonderful fella. But if I have to choose between your friendship and a horrible wasting death by starvation, I will sacrifice your friendship.
She's gone, not a sign of her.
In the future, my good man, please be more careful.
Have you been up all night?
I'm sorry, did I wake you?
No. Let it play. Come on, baby. Come on. I remember when you were a kid. That used to make you feel good even when you were crying. Oh, but baby, it's not the end of the world.
What is going on around here? Have you no consideration? How can I get any sleep with all these racket? People walking around slamming doors, playing music.
Stop shouting at the baby, Marino. She's had enough trouble.
Is that any reason I should not be allowed to sleep? Turn that thing off.
Drop dead.
I will smash it. Come cattivo, come ignorante, va, tiena.
It's him, baby.
hope I'm not interrupting anything. But your telephone's been disconnected, so I came out. I thought you might like to know, you got the part.
You've got the part, baby. Baby, you've got the part. But the test was terrible.
It was. The camera was still rolling when you threw your brassiere at me and tore into Mansfield. Mr. Hatcher liked that bit. In fact, he's even thinking of putting it into the picture.
Have I really got the part?
If you don't get any fancy ideas about money.
I don't want any money.
Don't be silly. If you are good enough to get the part, you should be paid adequately. As an experienced businessman, I intend to look after her interests.
I don't care anything about money. All I want is a chance to prove to Mr. William Mansfield that I am an actress.
The divine comedy is man, the divine tragedy is woman. I have tried to give Jean a sense of tradition and culture.
May I, Jean?
Wouldn't the gentleman of the press like a drink? Excuse me.
I'd like to do a human interest story on you, Miss Harlow.
I don't feel very human at the moment.
One of the marks of servitude, Miss Harlow, is attending press conferences. It isn't often that a star is born overnight, created by one role. All this must seem very unreal to you.
Don't you mean unwarranted?
No.
Mr. Mansfield is not one of my admirers.
Oh, what out there?
Well, I only meant that for a girl of...
A girl of what?
Well, as Shakespeare said, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. How do you feel?
Do you really want to know how it feels?
Don't you think it's time you two
Mr.
stop
Mansfield?
sparring?
Come on, let's have another shot over here. Just a
Yes, why didn't you get a shot like the one in the film? You know, with Miss Harlow stretched out on the sofa with one leg up in the air and her toes wiggling.
That's a great idea.
No, you can't. And you want to know why you can't? Because no one is ever going to get a shot at me again like that. Sure she is.
I must go, Jean.
No, she will be all right. Leave her alone. My dear, why don't you talk to these gentlemen and ladies? I'm sure you can tell them many interesting things about Jean. I've got to make a call.
Mrs. Villa, why don't you tell us a little something about yourself?
Well, no one is closer than mother and daughter. I think we have been closer than usual.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's really cute.
I've given my life to Jean.
She's a wonderful girl. Wonderful, yes.
Really? Mr. Martin.
Mark Peters. Of course it was not Mark Peters. You are always recognizing people who turn out to be somebody else.
I tell you, it was Mark Peters.
Jean would have recognized Mark Peters.
Shut up, both of you. If Mama wants me to go, I'll go. You have nothing to say about it.
What is all this foolishness? She could have worked today.
If you were any kind of a man, she wouldn't have to work.
How dare you? A man of my background and breeding, and you expect me to become a common laborer. Besides, there are no jobs. The whole world is out of work. Have you not heard of the Depression?
I heard of it for the first time when I married you.
How dare you? How dare you?
Go ahead. Hit me. Why don't you kill me? You're going to do it someday anyway.
You take a man's dignity away. I do not know why I live with you. I do not know why I live with the two of you.
Mrs. Bellow, would you tell the press about Jean as a little girl?
Well, when the baby was 12, she almost died. Oh, yes. The doctors gave her up. And for 1 week, I didn't sleep or eat or leave her side.
Now, that's human interest. That's great human interest, isn't it, boys?
You let Mansfield disturb you, upset you, yet you are right. He is wrong.
He's
That's right. Listen to this. Hell's Angels is undoubtedly a hit and introduces a sensationally shaped new girl named Jean Harlow. Note we say girl, not actress, because Miss Harlow couldn't act her way out of a paper bag. But with her figure, she doesn't need to worry about such a trifle as ability. How do you like that?
The man who wrote that makes $35 a week, and he hates the world. Who cares what he thinks?
I do. The others were all the same. Some a little bit more polite, but it's unanimous. I am not an actress.
Baby, you
are something more important, a success.
I don't deserve it.
You demand too much. Accept the world the way it is. Jean, you're on the boat. Don't rock it. Stay there. Keep your feet dry. I hope you never learn what it is to wake in the small hours of the night and know that you are a failure and always will be.
That's for being kind to the baby.
Why should I not be kind to the baby?
Come here. I want to show you something. There you are. You're an American institution. Like the Grand Canyon. Or the Statue of Liberty. Can you live up to it?
Don't you mean, can I live down to it?
Now, baby. Now, baby, if I thought for one moment that this would hurt you, I would never let you make another picture. Never. Just think. All of the people in the whole world will know the name Jean Harlow. And you're going to be very, very happy. I promise you.
Thank you, Mama.
Marie, I'm late.
Thank you.
Buongiorno, buongiorno. A lovely morning.
What are you doing up this early?
The sun is up, the birds are up. Why should not Marino Velo be up?
Davy? Is that you? Oh, good morning. The anthurium. You should see the anthurium out there. The garden is simply exquisite.
And so too are you, my dear.
Are you sure you two haven't been up all morning drinking coconut water?
Actually, we did want to have a talk with you.
Well, I'm sorry, Mama. I'm a big star now. I can't be late. 10 o'clock call in makeup.
Too big a star to give your mother a few minutes of your time.
Okay, Mama. But make it quick, okay?
Jean, please understand that we are concerned only because of you. Jean, there have been all sorts of rumors about you recently.
Well, so what? I've been seeing Paul Byrne. I like him.
Well, the rumors indicate that it's more than that.
What if it is?
Must I remind you of your obligations?
Don't worry, Marino. You won't have to give back that dressing gown, although I think it stinks. If I marry Paul, we're going to live in his place, and you and Mama can live here. And he also thinks you should have a job at the studio so you'll have an income.
Oh, baby.
I told you, Byrne is a gentleman. There was no reason for you to be upset. The baby is in good hands, obviously.
Well, when do you plan to be married?
I don't know if I want to marry him. He's almost 25 years older than I am.
Oh, these Americans.
A more mature civilization takes it for granted that a young girl needs an older man to awaken her.
I think before I decide, I'll go away for a while.
Go away?
Stop working?
Well, I'm tired. I think if I take a rest, then I'll find out what I really want.
How can you be so irresponsible?
That's enough, Marino. Don't badger the poor child. After all, it's up to her. You are not to do anything you do not want to do.
Thank you, Mama. I'll see you later on tonight. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I have realized for some time that I have no influence over Jean. Now it appears I have no influence over you. But do not underestimate me. I am a proud man. If I am not needed in this house, I shall not stay here.
Marie, no. Of course you're needed. I need you. And you know how much. And the baby needs you.
But I have a position to maintain, and it is almost impossible with all of these uncertainties. Yesterday I bought a new car. Today I do not even know if I can pay for it.
Jean is going to stay right here and marry Paul Byrne because that's best for her. And she knows that I know what's best for her, and she'll do as I tell her.
What shall I do about the car?
Buy it, of course.
I assure you I'm no crank. I want to help your daughter. Excuse me.
You may not be a crank. You may be something more dangerous. If your motive is blackmail, I am not a person to be intimidated. I shall call the police at once.
I considered that before I came here. Your daughter must not go ahead with this marriage. I know what I'm talking about. I'm Paul Byrne's mistress.
We all have our crosses to bear, my dear.
I'm not his mistress in the usual sense. Oh, he supports me. He visits me. But there has never been anything physical in our relationship. There never is with Paul. You must believe me. I know it seems odd my coming here like this, but I want to help Miss Harlow. Everyone says she's such a nice person.
You must hate Paul a great deal.
No. No, I like him very much. He can't help the way he is. He's been everywhere for help. He's tried medicine, psychiatry. He just isn't capable.
Well, if that were true, why would he keep a mistress? Why would he want to get married?
It's important to Paul that the world think he's virile.
He would have to be insane to think that Jean would lend herself to this kind of masquerade.
Sometimes I think he is insane.
Or perhaps you are, Marilyn.
I brought some letters. I thought...
I don't believe a word of this. I don't believe a word of this. I should never have let a cheap little... Why, you are vulgar. You probably just want to keep Paul for yourself. Now you get out of here, or I will call the police.
Marie, the lady is leaving.
Now get out.
Please don't let this happen.
Get out.
It is therefore not to be entered into unadvisedly, but reverently, discreetly, and in the fear of God. Into this holy estate these two persons come now to be joined. If any man knows cause why these two should not be joined in holy wedlock, let him speak now or forever hold his peace. I now pronounce you man and wife.
Honey, I'm so glad.
Head of the biggest studio in the world, and I don't get the kiss to bride. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Oh, you were lovely, darling. Mr. Mayor.
Oh, Jean, darling. All the happiness.
Oh!
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I wish you
Happy to have you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Bill. I wish you both the very best. Happiness is difficult to achieve. I hope you two make it.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor. May I take your things?
No, thank you.
Oh, Mr. Mayor, how kind of you to come.
I understand my little girl is no better.
It is heartbreaking, but what can one do in the face of such a tragedy?
I'm afraid for her, Mr. Mayor. She's shattered.
I'm not staying that long. You know, I've protected her as much as possible. It wasn't easy keeping her off the stand at the inquest. Such a scandal. And it would have been much worse if I hadn't taken a hand personally with some editors and publishers.
You've been a real friend, Mr. Mayor.
It would be much, much better for Jean if she were to go back to work. Take her mind off all this. Here's the script for her next film. One of the best ever written on our lot. And I'm assigning Martin to direct. He's better with Jean than anyone.
I'm afraid she won't read it. Not just yet.
You know, grief is to be respected up to a point. After that, it becomes a luxury. Even for great corporations, Mrs. Bellow. If we don't start production on Jean's picture soon, we will suffer a severe, substantial loss. Many people will be laid off. Some even lose their jobs permanently. I'm sure that Jean wouldn't want that to happen.
I'll speak to Jean about it as soon as I can.
I've insisted that Jean remain on the payroll all this time. There has been criticism from the board of directors. They have a responsibility to the stockholders. So have I.
Jean will read the script, Mr. Mayor. I'll make her understand how important it is.
I hope so.
Oh, the flowers this morning. They were lovelier than ever. Simply exquisite.
They were from the board of directors.
It is not as if she really loved Byrne. I am laying down the law to her. She is going to start studying this script right now.
Shut up, shut up. You have no heart.
You will never speak to me like this again.
Let it play.
Oh, the hell with it.
LB was just here. He's so kind, so sympathetic. Well, you can't go on like this. Paul wouldn't have wanted it.
How do you know what Paul would have wanted? I just can't forget the last time I saw him. I let him down. That poor, miserable man begging me to help him.
baby, baby. You didn't let him down. He let you down. He deceived you. But now he's dead. And you're alive. And you've got to go on being alive, baby.
I just stopped by to see if there was anything I could do for you.
Yes. Stop listening at doors.
L.B. left this script for you. Why don't you read it?
I don't have to. I play it tart, don't I?
Don't bother the baby now, Marino. She'll read it later. Why don't we all go to Palm Springs? Just the three of us. And then you can rest and read the script when you feel better.
No, why don't you go? You and Marino.
But I don't want to leave you. And Marino doesn't either.
You love him, don't you, Mom? Funny. You do. You fight all day and you tear each other to pieces, but at night, the white flag goes up and you jump into bed like two happy crickets. God, how I envy you. I could love a man. Any man like that. I'd be very happy. Could I please be alone?
They just arrived. They are German. Only $800. They penetrate fog. You know, last week, I almost ran them both aground when I came back from Catalina.
They were supposed to take publicity pictures today, and the baby isn't even up yet. I hope she isn't ill.
With these, I shall be able to see right through the fog.
I wonder if she came home at all last night. Yes, baby, it's me. May I come in?
Yes?
Well, where are you going?
On a trip?
Well, why didn't you tell us? We'll go with you.
You and Marino are going to be very busy looking for a place to live. I'm going to sell this house, and if there's anything left over after the mortgage is paid off, I'll need it to live on. Oh, and I'm selling my furs and my jewelry, too. I mean, the ones that are paid for. You can keep your yacht, Marino. It would take too long to sell that, and you never get anything for second-hand yachts these days. Besides, maybe you'll think with you on it.
How dare you speak to me like this?
But what about the studio? You owe them money. They've advanced you a lot.
They can go to hell.
But they'll sue you.
If you do this, you will never work in Hollywood again.
I don't want to work in Hollywood again. That's exactly what I'm running away from.
Baby, I've sacrificed my life for you. What's going to become of me?
You have a husband. You seem satisfied. I gather he's a real husband in the husband department. Well, let's see how real he is when it comes to earning a living. I won't need that anymore.
baby. Oh, baby. Oh, you'll never leave me again, will you? Oh, tell me you'll never leave me again.
Mama, why did you come back here?
Well, I had no money when Marino left me.
He ran out on you?
Oh, he went away. I had nothing. So I came here. The landlady remembered me. Oh, I'm afraid that I told her that you were sending me a check. And that was 2 months ago. And I haven't paid any rent. Baby. And she's getting nasty, baby. Now I'll be able to tell her a thing or two. She'll sing a different tune when she finds out that Jean Harlow is back. I haven't even had enough to eat, baby. And the doctors say that I must have food. It's been so awful. Of course, I could sell some of my things.
Mama, I don't have any money either. It took practically everything I had to get out here.
Oh, but you'll go back to work. The studio still wants you.
I don't want them.
What are you talking about? What is the matter with you?
Mama, don't you understand me? I'm trying to find something. Something to keep me alive.
Keep you alive? You're young and healthy. I'm the one who has to keep alive.
Mama.
What about me?
Mama, look, I know it's been tough on you, but at least one good thing came out of this. You found out what a louse Marino is, and you're well rid of him.
You're heartless. And I'm thinking. And, oh, you'd never say anything like that if you'd ever been happy with a man.
I guess you're right, Mama.
I'll go back to work.
Yes.
You really mean it?
I said it, damn it, didn't I? And you can call L.B. Mayer yourself and tell him, and be sure and get a good advance so Marino will come home. And get enough money to buy this house. I want to burn it down.
To us, baby. Long may we be a success. Ooh, what is this stuff?
I don't know. I think they drain it out of the city buses.
Miss Harlow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Excuse me, Mrs. Bellow.
Thank you.
Really?
May I speak to you?
I think the doctor will be out in a moment. Excuse me. I think the doctor will be out in a moment.
After you've spoken to the doctor, why don't you go home and sleep? You're not helping her or the studio by wrecking yourself.
They'll be bringing some coffee in just a minute. Mama Jean, Mama Jean, sit down, honey, and rest a little bit.
I don't believe in giving false hope. There is no hope.
I've got to go to my baby. No, but you just got to
Not
let
yet.
me see my baby, please. I must see my baby. But I've got to go to her.